guys, welcome to another edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. And today we are going to make a breakfast quiche. Yep, we are going to make a breakfast quiche. I received this recipe from one of my wonderful subscribers, and you know who you are. I want to say thank you for sharing this recipe with me. So, all the things that you're going to need as far as ingredients for this breakfast quiche is going to be, they say 2 to 3 eggs, but I am going to use 4 because I'm going to be adding extra ingredients into my quiche. And you're going to need a cup of cottage cheese. I usually get the 2% small curds cottage cheese that looks like this top by Breakstones. Usually get this one, but when I went to get some cottage cheese, they only had this 1%. So that is what we're going to be using today. And you're going to need 1 cup of spinach. And you're also going to need 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. And I'm also going to put some cheddar cheese in mine because I want another little spiciness to it. And you're going to need a pie pan. And then you're going to need something to spray it with. So I'm going to use some of this pan. And then remember I made that spice blend for my omelets and stuff. So this is the blend that I'm going to be using in our quiche today. I don't know if you guys can see that. See all those wonderful blends in there that I made? That's just a little bit of bell peppers, seasoning that I made. I have some garlic in there. I have some onion powder in there. And I have a little bit of my dried tomato skins in here, a little pepper in there, a little bit of everything. And I'm going to add, you can leave it just a vegetable one, but I want to try it with a little bit of meat. So normally I would put like some turkey bacon in there. You could put sausage in there. You could put ham in there. So I'm going to be using some ham for mine. So with that being said, let's get the rocking and a rolling. I'm so excited, you guys. So let me get these eggs cracked, and then we'll start layering our quiche with all our goodness ingredients, and then we're going to put it in our pie pan. But I have already got my oven preheated to 375. And once we put it in the oven, we're going to leave it in there for 30 minutes. All right, you guys? So come on, let's get these ingredients rocking and rolling. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and crack our eggs. Like I said, I'm using 4 eggs because I'm adding extra cheese and I'm putting in some meat in there. So let's crack these eggs in here. And this is when we start layering all of them good flavors and stuff. One day I'm going to learn how to just crack this egg with just one hand. I see all the professionals do that, and I think that is so cool. And I'm going to save my eggshells so I can use that in my garden. Oop. And I always seem to get at least 1 or 2 shells in my eggs. How that happens every time, your girl, it's just me. All right, so we're going to put that aside. And then we are going to put our seasonings in there. So I'm going to put some of my homemade seasoning blend in there. Oh, and I want to get some of my cayenne, my little Cajun pepper in there too. And I like a well-seasoned egg, so we want it to be good and tasty. I'm going to put some pepper in here. Some pepper in there. I'm going to get my fork so I can blend this up. And then I'm going to get my Cajun seasoning because I want to stick that in there too. Remember that Cajun seasoning I told you guys, if you go to the 125 and up, the high price Dollar Tree, get some of this Cajun seasoning. That stuff is amazing, and it gives you like a little spicy kick to it. So I'm going to blend this up really quick. because I like a real fluffy like egg. And I think once we put the cottage cheese in there, it's also going to give it that fluffy texture as well. So we need 1 cup of the cottage cheese. You see what I'm talking about? How I like the small curds. So here we are with our 1 cup of a cottage cheese. Stick that in there. Sure, it's 1 cup and a little bit more. All right, that should do it. We're going to add that into our mixture. Get all that goodness out of there. All right, and we're going to blend that up well. Show how it looks. See? Have that in there. Doesn't that look beautiful? Now we're going to add our spinach in there. I'm going to lose not one thing of spinach. Nope, nope, nope. Put all this my garbage bowl with all the things that I'm going to put in the garden. And we're going to mix our spinach up in there. That's why I added that extra egg, because I wanted to make sure that I had enough egg mixture to incorporate all the extra ingredients. Then you want to put up 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, and I usually just eyeball this. I'm so excited about this quiche. Put some cheese in there. I'm a cheese girl, so you know how that rocks and rolls. So we got a cup of mozzarella to give it that ooey gooey texture. Let's blend this together. Does that look good, you guys? All right, let's put some of this cheddar cheese in here. All right, put that under there. All right, got that cheddar cheese. Going to mix this too. Now we're going to cut up some of our ham over here. We're going to put that in there, and then we're going to spray our pan, and then we are going to put this bad boy in the oven. All right, let me get my cutting board. Grab my cutting board. Give me a knife. Some stuff out the way. All right. Get some of our ham so we can put some of that ham in here. Ham meat just makes it all taste better. So let's chop this up. This doesn't take no time to prepare. Like I said, you can cater this to however you want. Next time I think I'm going to put some zucchini in there and maybe put some broccoli in there. You have some squash. Squash would be good in there too. So we're just going to put some of this ham meat into our quiche mixture. We're going to put a lot, just a little taste. All right, let's blend this well together. Doesn't that look good, you guys? I'm getting it together. All right, looks all nice. All right, let's prep and spray our pie dish. so it'll be sticking. You can put some butter in there if you don't want to use the spray. You can use some olive oil if you want to do that as well. It's all up to you. All right, let's put our mixture into our pie pan. Get it all in there. We don't want to lose not one drop. Okay, now let's spread it out. I try to make it as even as possible as I can, and then I'll give you guys a close-up look of what it looks like. You can see all our wonderful ingredients we have put in this quiche, and it's just going to taste fantastic. All right, let me show you up close. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? All right, now let's go and put it in the oven. All right, let's stick this bad boy, this beautiful quiche. Look at that breakfast quiche. We are going to stick it in the oven. Put it on the bottom rack. And then I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. And then I'll come back when it is ready. All right, you guys. So the timer has gone off. Let's open this oven and let's get our quiche out of here. Woo, it looks so good. Woohoo! Look at that. Look. Ain't that look good, you guys? Woohoo! Now let's bring it over here so we can set it down. That looks fantastic. Now it's all nice and it's all, we have to let it cool for a little bit because I don't want it to get, I don't want to burn myself. But I'm so excited. Woohoo! So I'm going to come back once it's cooled off a little bit and then we'll slice it and then we'll present it and we're going to do a little taste test. All right, you guys, I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, so we are ready to cut into our quiche. Woohoo! And I've got this nice little plate ready with our strawberries and our blackberries and grapes. I'm going to put that to the side. So let's cut into this quiche. Are you guys ready? I know I am. All right. It's so good. So let's cut into it and see what it looks like and what it tastes like. Woohoo! All right, quiche, here we go. Hopefully I won't break it and it will come out nice and pretty, just the way I like it. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. All right, you guys, so here is what the quiche looks like. Let me show you up close and personal. See? The little strawberries and the grapes and the blackberries. And this is our quiche. Woohoo! Are you guys ready for the taste test? Let's get it on. All right, guys, so here is our taste test. Let me give you one more look of what it looks like. All right, let's try this. Woohoo! All right, breakfast quiche. Let's get it on. So here we go. Taste test. This tastes really, really good. Tastes even better if you have some fruit with it. Makes it a nice, beautiful, healthy breakfast. All right, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining me for another edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee, featuring our breakfast quiche. Oh, I forgot Where's my manners? Here I am taking the first bite and didn't offer you guys yours. Here you go. Take yours. Mm-mm-mm. Delicious, huh? All right, now I feel better because I didn't just jump in there and didn't even think about my family. What is wrong with me today, Miss Renee? Looks so good. I wanted to eat, eat, eat. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And Miss Renee, we'll see you in the next video. Try this recipe, and I'll put the recipe down in the comment box so you guys can try it for yourself. All right, guys, take care.